Hello again. Just another quick update regarding the space station. As you can see, I've spent an hour or so today just constructing a stand for the whole thing basically, but to allow it to rotate on the motor. So just a bit of pine. I wanted something fairly substantial because what I didn't want is some kind of flimsy stand where the rotation is going to cause it to wobble as it's going round. So I wanted something quite chunky and sort of heavy duty really. So basically all I've done is I've got just got this on the camera that way, won't it? I've got this panel here. There's a hole drilled. I'll show you how the motor goes in a minute. On the back there's a couple of blocks to hold that in place. The reason this is longer is I'm going to panel this in, be like a sort of removable panel on the back, and that's going to allow for me to put a bit of foam in there and cut the noise down from the motor. I set the angle of this at about 8 degrees from vertical so that it's sort of tipped over a bit and you can actually see into the docking bay with the Orion going into it. I'm going to spray this black so it's just, sort of less noticeable. I was thinking of fitting this part of the original stand to the front, but I'm still in two minds about it really. So can't decide on that. This actual mechanism that I made fits through the back there. Let's get rid of that. And you can see how that all fits in the back. And as I say, I'm going to maybe construct something on the back here, like a little box on the back with some foam in. But that's it in place. And you can see the slip ring inside the hole there. That doesn't rotate anyway. It's the center of this that rotates. So that can be as solid as it likes there. It should just hold everything in place. And then if I find one of the rings, you can see that if I place this more or less on the stand, there's plenty of room at the bottom there for that to rotate once it's on its center. And obviously it's not on its center at the moment, it'll move up and down, but there's plenty of room there for that to go round. And it won't be touching this panel at the back, it'll be sort of set off a little bit there. So that's the next thing to get the actual mechanism in place. I've still got to drill the hole in the back of the docking bay. I've marked it out there. I'm just going to send a 7mm bit down there on the pillar drill so it's nice and square. And I've also cut a disc here which is going to fit inside the back of that, which will take the end of this shaft just inside, just to support it as it because it feeds in about halfway down this this center hub. So I've got to drill a hole in there as well, glue that in place. The whole thing should just slide through, and it just means that the whole thing is well mounted on there. And that's it really. So quite pleased with that. As I say, it is quite substantial, but there's no way that's going to wobble about when this is in motion. All being well, I'll get this painted and I'll get the mechanism working. One last thing I've been doing is I can get them out. I've been masking the windows up. Now, given that I know Lou Dalmazo does a set of masks for this, but they're not generally available in this country. So I've gone old school and I've basically marked them all out in masking tape and just cut them into divisions You can see those close up. There's lots of them, and they're all the right size that fits inside the windows. I did one side yesterday, which took me about 3 hours, and I've still got the other side to do. So until I've done that, I can't really move on with this painting wise and things like that. So that's the next task. So anyway, hope that was useful to anyone who's thinking of going down my route of, you know, the motor and everything. If you want to like or subscribe, then feel free, and I'll be back on with an update very soon. Cheers.